Hey everyone, welcome to the Clips channel. Did you know this isn't our main channel? Yeah, you should subscribe over and find our main videos and our streams as well. We also have a podcast that you can find wherever podcasts can be found, so explore the internet. See you there.
Okay, shit. We've got, all right. So sorry, who's going where?
They're divided in their groups right now, so all the nerds that want to do books are over here. All the action-packed are over here wanting to go to the island.
Like my gut would be Sharlayan.
Yeah, that's weird because we don't know why the forum acted that way, and that's why we came here in the first place. It kind of seems weird to leave right after getting the lay of the land and go find a new place. I do have a very important tool for us here on stream that we could rip out.
What is it?
Well, hang on, it's not working right now, so I've made a big deal about something that's not working.
Oh, good job.
Yeah,
good job. Classic.
Yeah, but I got our coin. I got the coin, but I can't. Well, maybe we can zoom in enough because we got the Kyle side and we got the Garrett side. So if we ever struggle to make a decision,
it's a poker chip, not a coin, but yeah.
Well, yeah, it works. It works. So we doing Sharlayan. We doing some books first.
Is that how you're leaning?
I want to see the tower because I'm curious what primal would be in a tower that we're not aware of. I mean, obviously it's not in a zone we've been to before, so it'd be cool to meet a new primal. But I think maybe getting the books out of the way might be the preferred journey because then we might have knowledge for our journey.
If I'm being honest with myself, my initial thought was if I was going through this, I would want to wrap up where I currently am before moving on.
Yeah, get all the quests done there.
Yeah.
Okay, let's book it.
Sharlayan it is. Oh, I'm sorry, Kyle. Actually, earlier, Pathy sent in a super chat that asked for Baja. So everybody, we're going to stop playing Endwalker now. We're going to head out to Baja.
Oh, shit.
What?
Have you taken out your weapon? It's massive and kind of viney. It's got like roses and like angel wings on it. Like this is an MMO sword if I've ever seen one.
I got a chest piece?
No, here we go. Yeah. I did have the wrong. Oh, okay. The weapon we got when we first got here. Now we got a chest piece.
Yeah.
We got both.
And it's the one I'm already wearing. It's the one I'm currently wearing.
Oh, perfect. You're all set. I can see why you like it. It's simplistic and leather.
Simplistic and leather, you said?
Yeah. All right. I'm going to engage Cryo.
1 sec. I broke my portrait.
Oh.
Just in case it comes up.
Just in case it goes
down.
Just in case. You don't want any portrait shame tonight.
I promise. I'm talking to Cryo.
Well, I need to fix my portrait too.
Oh my god.
Okay, we're good. Krylan. No, wait. Shoot. Okay, Krylan.
An unsettling change has come over the Sharlayans, but together we can divine the underlying cause of the forum's callousness. As I mentioned before, however, questioning the council directly is a fruitless endeavor. They seem to have already come to a consensus as to what and how little they're willing to divulge. Which is why I began scouring Sharlayan's archives of historical records for any hint of a connection to the final days. Suffice to say, the progress has been slow. There are only so many dusty pages one can skim in a day. But now I have this band of willing reinforcements. The search should proceed all the swifter. Let us reconvene outside Numenon, shall we? Exit the annex to the right, and you will find the archives on the western edge of the woods.
Alright, so far, Endwalker is nothing but an expansion of being given directions.
Well, we are in a new town, and it's a place of formality, so I think it's giving it a good idea. It's giving it a good feel to the room.
Kyle the Kryl is out here.
What? I know. I got excited about the library from the cutscene though, because it's.
Haven't you already been in? We've already been in here.
I know, but I just like it. I like it.
Okay,
I'm not like trying to.
It really look down.
Farming those big lies on stream, but I've never been in here, you guys. This is great.
Just wow, never seen it before.
Oh, and there's like glowy floors back here. Those are kind of fancy. Do those give out or something? What's with the glowy floors?
It's a good question.
Why do I know Numenon? Why is that a word I know? Is that like a Greek warrior or something?
Are you thinking of Menomina?
No, I'm not thinking of Menomina. Oh wait, the Numenorians? Oh my god, I think God's right. I think I do know the Numenorians from Lord of the Rings.
What is Numenorians from?
Lord of the Rings.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
My directions were easy enough to follow, I hope. In any case, you stand now before the doors of Numenon, Sharlayan's grandest collection of books and tomes. This building is actually only an entrance, and the one of many at that. For the archives of Numenon extend deep beneath the surface like roots of a tree. The vast halls of the great Google Library pale in comparison to Numenon's endless maze of subterranean chambers. Any citizen of Sharlayan is free to enter and peruse its shelves. Well, most of its shelves, only Archons are afforded access to certain restricted vaults. I've dispatched Jistola and Raha to investigate those. Meanwhile, Alize and Alphino will help me to continue my search through the stacks open to the general public. Your status presents more of a problem. As a non-citizen, you are only permitted to browse the first floor here at the entrance. Even so, there should be a number of books which touch upon subject of Sharlayan's history and foreign policy. Your task will be to find and study the relevant publications. I promise you, a working knowledge of those subjects will make it far easier to spot the sort of clues we're looking for. Let's be about, shall we? I've told the others to meet us at the stone benches over there once they've found some promising tomes. Happy reading?
We got there.
We got it.
We got there. Literally, you added there to the sentence, which is what we needed to do.
This thing over here isn't a pet. It's like, I guess they have little robots that man the library.
Oh, little construct?
Yeah.
Oh, shit, that thing's adorable.
Yeah.
The hair is kind of weird.
Well, he's got like a wig on, like a studious little wig.
Oh, that is cool, though. I like that. Oh, to everyone RPing around reading books, you...
Yeah.
Make me happy.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Specifically, the Thesis by Moonbrita. But it's difficult to find any tome in the library.
Wait, who are you talking to?
Jabba's talking about reading.
Talking about Moonbrita?
Yeah, talking about Moonbrita. Reading the thesis. I love forbidden tomes.
Yes, sir.
Long, long ago on the island in the northern sea, there lived a Rodan man by the name of Numkift. Numkift was a student of astrology, and he divined that there was a flood of terrifying proportions would sweep over the lands of Eorzea. So it was he that built a gigantic ship, assembled a crew, and set sail for the Imperial realm. The flood averted as foretold, and the strangely turning waters drove the people towards the ocean. It was there, however, that Numkeft's crew...
You're nailing it, dude.
I'm sure. Hauled them aboard his ark. But the danger had not passed. A towering wave of approach threatened to smash the vessel to pieces. With only a moment to spare, Numkeft wove a mighty spell of teleportation and shifted the entire ship to safely atop. Oh, it's the boat.
Wait, is that the boat?
It's the boat. We learned about the boat
from Stormblood?
Stormblood's boat. Yeah, that weird boat out there. Refugees from the surrounding regions huddled there alongside them, but it was not long before disputes over the dwindling supply of food led to violence and bloodshed. Saddened by the sight, Numkeft gathered to him his crew and his grateful passengers and abandoned the ark to those reddened peaks. They journeyed to the coast, where they built a new ship, intended upon returning to the northeastern seas. They landed upon a beach of an island and settled upon the very spot. That settlement prospered and grew, and in time became the city of Sharlayan, where we live in today.
So it was all planned since Warcraft 3.
It was perfect.
Good to know. I'm going to read The Roads of the Old, The Colony. Many years ago, on the banks of the Thaliak in the Dravanian hinterlands, a Sharlayan colony once thrived. This settlement was originally established as a mere outpost to study the ethereal sea in the year 1311 of the 6th Astral Era. Scholars dispatched to Eorzea found the facilities wanting, and their demands encouraged a gradual expansion in structures and services. As rumors spread of a growing community of academics, the area was further inundated with Eorzean students hoping to share in the renowned wisdom of the Sharlayans. 50 years later, the Forum passed a motion to recognize what had become a flourishing town as an official Sharlayan colony. Is this Idleshire?
I'm sorry, there was some amazing roleplay work done there with turning around, pushing up their glasses, and slowly walking away. I can't click your name because we're in here, but well done. Well done.
Oh, it is Idleshire. Oh, hell yeah. Hell yeah, cool. Aeolian residents took to calling the colony itself Sharlayan, which led to no small amount of confusion when discussions turned to the subject of the motherland. In response, some Sharlayan inhabitants, if pressed for a name, would simply refer to it as Emporium. Following the Exodus, however, goblins and treasure hunters, there it is, claimed for themselves a corner of the abandoned colony and gave it yet another name, Idleshire. The following chapters go on to introduce the most prominent features of Idleshire. The book does not appear to contain additional information on the forum or cover the history of the Sharlayan motherland in greater detail. I'll race you to the next book.
All right.
Whoever gets that first has to rate it.
Wait, has to read it. Oh, I'll walk.
What have you been calling me lately? You're reading eye dog?
Yeah, I'm reading eye human, please.
Reading eye human? Okay. All right. Wonderful. During the chaos of the sixth Umbral calamity, Archon Niam Krempf. Wow, I'm gonna call him,
you accused me. I think, yeah.
I didn't say I could do it better.
Old Nine, Bill Nye the science guy.
Old Creppy Craft, founder of Sharlayan, bore witness to the madness and savagery of men brought to the brink of despair. Upon raising a settlement on an island in the northern empty, he instructed his people thus: renounce the ways of war and pursue enlightenment throughout knowledge and reason. The Sharlayans took to heart the words of their savior, and thenceforth served as stewards of wisdom. Upon a foundation of accumulated learning, they built a homeland unlike any other, a nation born from strength of minds rather than strength of arms. With knowledge of economics came shrewd trading. With knowledge of agriculture came bountiful crops. Engineering brought wells and sewers, ending squabbles over water. I'm going to redo this voiceover and set it to Epcot music because it sounds like I'm on an Epcot ride.
Yeah.
Wealth of expertise could be bartered for wealth in coin, and the more their wisdom spread throughout the world, the more mankind as a whole would thrive. And so it was that no matter the trials and tribulations of the age, the citizens of Sharlayan would live by their founders' teachings. For the sake of a better tomorrow, for the sake of a brighter star, they would eschew the tools of war, and with knowledge deliver the world. Their knowledge of farming sometimes led to the overuse of the land.
I think I'm sensing a theme that all books in the public area are going to be a little positive.
Oh God, there's more options.
Huh?
I thought the third, because we read 3 and I thought it was done. So you can find wrong books, apparently.
Huh. I guess you do only have to read. Maybe they just pop out as they are. In order, you know?
Maybe. In the years which followed the founding of Sharlayan, civic policy and other matters of import were decided at the Ecclesia?
Might be where eclectic comes from?
A public forum at which every citizen was eligible to speak. Sounding very Amoratian. Amoratian? Anyway. As the city's population grew, however, this format became increasingly impractical. The larger number of participants gave rise to ever longer debates, resulting in significant delays of vital resolutions. Members in chat said, I miss when the stream was smaller. I can't help but think of that. I'm sorry. Various measures were introduced in an attempt to curtail protracted discussions, but in the year 201 of the 6th Astral Era, it was ultimately decreed that Sharlayan would transition to a new form of governance. The nation would now be led by a body of 99 members, citizens chosen from amongst their peers by means of a nationwide vote. Thus was the Forum as we know it today conceived and created. You have gained a fundamental understanding of Sharlayan history and the foundation of the Forum. Head outside to the rendezvous point and await your companions. We did it, Kyle. I found the correct book.
I love democracy. Are you in the cutscene?
The music stopped.
Yes.
Oh,
it auto-advanced. Something about waiting so long.
Yes, it did.
Okay. There we go. I want to make sure I'd borrowed at least a few promising volumes. Alphinaud and Kryl should be along shortly.
I was delayed in similar fashion. As far as I could see, no titles in the Archon stacks mention the final day specifically. So we have no choice but to start with the tangentially relevant tomes, if they are even that. At present, the plan is to skim through as quickly as we dare and share our discoveries as we make them. Graha's a dirty skipper, Kyle. Did you hear that?
Skimming? Books? It would have been nice to invite anyone to the estate. Plenty of comfort of places to read, and a ready supply of hot tea.
Oh, I was always quite fond of reading outside. But it's not about the little pleasures, is it? You miss your home.
It's been difficult. After our arrival, we managed to speak with one of the family servants and ask how things were. It seems our dear father has instructed the staff that even if Alphino and I were to return to Sharlayan, we were not allowed to cross the threshold.
A harsh measure indeed. I hope that our efforts to understand his position and that of the Forum will perhaps lead to a reconciliation.
We'll mend this rift one day. I'm certain of it. And what of you, Graha? Have you been to visit your family? Or do they not live here in the city?
Ah, well, my situation is also somewhat complicated. I was raised in Sharlayan, yes, but I was born rather further away. In the southern reaches of Ilzabard, in fact. For generations, my people have dwelt in Corvos, the coastal region opposite the island of Thabmare. The Alligans founded a city in that fertile land, and by ship brought in the subjugated tribes of the Mikote to serve as laborers. Of course, the massive earthquakes of the Fourth Umbral Calamity brought an end to the Empire's reign, and when the Fifth Calamity froze the sea solid, many of the tribes still living in Corvos braved the journey back to Eorzea. My ancestors, however, chose to remain, that they might prevent the remnants of Allagan technology from being misused.
Isn't Corvos under Garlean rule?
For the past 50 years, yes. Some semblance of local culture remains, as is the case for most Imperial provinces, but Garlemald renamed the region Locus Amonis. When I was a boy, a nearby town came under the jurisdiction of an illustrious Imperial family, the nobles of House Darnus. House Darnus demonstrated a singular interest in Allagan civilizations, and so my tribe was forced to consider a plan of action. For some time already, voices have been raised in favor of abandoning our ancient customs. After all, the Allagan Eye no longer passed to our eldest children as reliably as it once had. Who is Neil? Who is Neil Van Darnus?
The goo woman. Came out of the goo bot.
Oh, right.
And Coils of Bahamut and all that sort of business.
Yes. Okay. 'Cause my brain was like, Whirlit, but that's not what I'm thinking. But it is kind of tied to Whirlit.
Yeah, it was in there.
Yeah. When we did Coils, that was the character I was super confused about because that was all 1.0 stuff.
Yeah, it was,
sorry.
Well, it was very much in the energy of the room. It was very much like, I have arrived. Know me from my past. It was a little confusing.
And we new Realm Reborn players were just like, huh?
Yeah. What? Who?
Yeah.
But yeah, they did a lot of messed up stuff.
Yeah.
Like trying to bring a moon to the planet. And that moon was full of monsters.
Graha continues. Fear of discovery eventually tipped the scales, and the decision was made to bury our ties to the knowledge and traditions of Allag. As the last child born with the Allagan Eye, I was given over to the custody of friends and the students of Baldessian, who had me registered as a Sharlayan citizen.
I never considered. Forgive me. It was an unkind question.
Even Thancred was taken in by Archon Louiswa, was he not? Stories of adopted... My brain read that as waifus. Stories of adopted wives and... waifs? It's waifs, right?
Your
waifs.
training is complete.
Yeah, dude, my brain. And rescued orphans are more common among Sharlayans than you might think. Yet regardless of our origins, we are all provided with an equal opportunity to learn, and with sufficient perspicacis... I don't know. I've never seen this word in my life.
I would assume by the structure of it, like, sufficient persistence?
Perspicacity. Thank you, Google. We outsiders can even earn the vaunted title of Archon. 'Tis exactly why I have such love for this country, and why I wish it to remain a nation of which its citizens can be proud.
Hear, hear. Another good reason to get to the bottom of the forum's stubbornness, aside from the trifling matter of our impending doom. Excuse us while we try to make some headway into these books, Val and Tuna. More company should be arriving any moment now. Well, that was nice. It covered the Allegan Eye, which, you know, I haven't really thought about much as a question because we've just been hanging with Graha for so long now. But that was a nice little lore drop on that part. I guess we destinate again.
We've returned with our selections. Although I must say the pickings were quite slim indeed. Mistress Kryle has already flicked through every history book devoted to disasters, and more than a few which barely made mention of them.
I read mostly eyewitness books.
Oh my god.
They had ship cross sections. It was wonderful.
If anything, he'd be reading like art books. As such, we will be looking into research papers on the Umbral calamities, as well as articles written by prominent forum members. Perhaps their knowledge of the final days comes from an unexpected source.
Speaking of which, may I ask a few questions related to the final days? I am the only one here who didn't witness the events of Amarat firsthand, and I fear I may be overlooking critical details. My thanks. Now, where to begin? First things first, what kind of phenomenon did the ancients encounter as the final days drew nigh?
Yeah,
oh, it's a quiz. It's Banjo-Kazooie quiz.
Oh, shit. A complete destabilization of creation magic's primals and unrivaled power were summoned from the ether, the worst kind of phenomena you could imagine. It's the first one, isn't it?
Yeah, I think the bottom one's a cop-out and the second one's wrong.
Don't get me started on burger rot. Yes, the unfolding catastrophe wrought havoc on all manner of life. The chaos extended to the ancients themselves, causing their powers of creation to spiral out of control. Fear and despair manifested in terrible, tangible fashion. Meteors raining from the sky, fire erupting from the ground, indiscriminable abominations prowling the streets.
Dogs and cats living together.
Mass hysteria.
That more or less aligns with my understanding. If only the arts of creation had survived until the present day, we might have had something substantial to analyze. To the best of our knowledge, however, those techniques were not preserved or passed on. Y'shtola surmises that the closest known magic that is of the summoning rituals promulgated by the Asians.
Promulgated?
Like progenitor, like I'm making an assumption, but I think it means continued on.
Was there aught else of note which heralded the approach of the final days?
Rocking music.
Yes.
They say it began with a keen sound from the land itself.
Oh, that's interesting. Alphino, you can answer this one. The keening, remember the keening sound? That was one we were kind of...
That I remember, yeah, I remember that. I don't think the entire star engulfed at once, right? It was kind of like slowly, wasn't it?
I mean, from what we saw of the planet in space, it did seem kind of all engulfed at once. But the keening sound was what we were both curious about, so that's the one I want to go with.
Same. Ah, yes, the Amoritines spoke of it, didn't they? We never did hear this sound ourselves, of course, thrust as we were into the midst of the madness. But it seems that each and every one of the catastrophes was preceded by this ominous tone. Eventually, it resounded all across the star, and not even Amarat was spared.
Wait, did you have tone instead of noise?
Yes?
Yours says
I think.
tone?
So the ground was crying out, you say? To be considered the harbinger of doom, it must have been quite distinctive and probably quite loud. I have to speak with one of the Numenon's mammoths and ask after any books which make mention of such a sound.
These line reads are just hell for anyone with dyslexia.
Well, I know what they are, the mammoths, but yeah, there's some...
But putting it mammoths after Numenon is just like, that's just evil. That's evil.
Last but not least, would you describe how the ancients sought to quell this unprecedented calamity? What definitive action did they take?
Now, this one's a quiz. Because it would
What
be...
order did it come in?
Yeah, it would be Zodiarch, right? Because they
It
summoned
was
Zodiarch.
Zodiarch was first, yes.
It uninstalls the game for you if you get it wrong.
Yes, with Elidibus serving as his heart. So many gave themselves in sacrifice to bring him into being. We do not know exactly how Zodiarch brought salvation to the star, only that by his godlike will were the laws of nature set aright. Then, once the balance was redressed, the ancients offered up a further sacrifice to heal the ravages of the final days. Lives sprouted anew, and it was these fledgling souls they intended to render unto Zodiarch, a trade that would have allowed them to resurrect the shades of loved ones absorbed by the primal. Or might have had... Have we decided how to pronounce this as a Vina?
I say Vina.
Vina?
Or Vina.
I'm gonna go with
I think I
Vina,
lay on the
'cause
V a
or
little
Vina?
heavier. Yeah, Vina.
That does
is
sound
what
more
I've been doing.
fantasy. I like Vina. Because it can't be Vinat.
Yeah, no. He said it once when we were in the basement there. He was like, Vina. He really went heavy on the Vina, but he also Gaboos. So I think you can pronounce it a little as you want.
Gotcha.
But no T.
Gotcha. Yeah, I will never say Gabu. So, had Vina and her fellows not manifested their opposition in the form of Hydaelyn?
Thank you, both of you, all three of you, for the detailed review. I feel much more confident now in my understanding of events. With all that freshly in mind, it does make me wonder what the Telophori truly mean when they speak of bringing back the final days.
He's actually got a book back there. That's great.
We've seen...
Oh, yeah, and there's a little pile next to her.
Yeah. We've seen what they're doing with those towers of theirs. Is forcing people to summon primals a kind of catalyst? Are they attempting to mirror the conditions caused by unstable creation magics? Or are they simply using the final days as a figure of speech, a convenient metaphor for the scale of destruction they plan to unleash?
Kyle would be a great guest on one of our guest videos, like when we're making probably wrong theories.
But this is all just pointless conjecture at this stage. Let us return to our attention to the forum, shall we?
We should keep an eye out for Y'shtola, but 'tis time we began studying these research papers. I can't wait to get out my binders.
I love it. I love they're bringing back the sound. I love the idea of a magical sound that mind controls, that breaks, that disturbs, causes madness. I just love the idea of sound being magic.
I mean, just, all I can think of is sounding the seventh trumpet. Like,
Oh,
just
what's that?
it's part of the apocalypse.
Oh, I'm not familiar.
It's the seventh trumpet, is it?
I don't know. But you went to Catholic school growing up, so I'm assuming that's why you kind of know the ins and outs.
And yes, this is an Avenged Sevenfold album. Thank you, Mia. That is the title of an Avenged Sevenfold album.
It all comes together in the end, you know.
It all comes back
It's all
to
cyclical, you know.
my high school music tastes.
I'm the last, am I? Well, my extended search of the Archon stacks produced one or two possibly useful books. But I wouldn't get your hopes up. If you recall, Oriange learned of the source's reflection from the Year-Run Oracles. For its potential to cause panic and confusion, that tome was deemed Apocryphia and sealed away in the Great Google Library. Catcher in the Rye. 'Tis even less likely that knowledge of the unsundered worlds, not to mention the horrors of the final days, would be left sitting on the shelves for any curious scholars to find. It stands to reason, then, that my colleagues, be they archons or counselors, should perforce be largely ignorant of the subject. When you confronted Master Fortunato with... Fortunato, with the knowledge of the Telophori and their machinations, he scoffed at the suggestion that they posed a threat. He seemed adamant that the Forum would know if the final days were truly upon us, which only supports the conclusion that whatever privileged wisdom is guiding the Forum's behavior, it is being kept secret from the rest of the nation. Not that I mean to excuse myself from reading duty. Whether they contain mention of the final days or no, these books could yet hold something of value. You weren't thinking of leaving, were you? There's plenty of work for everyone. Is there gonna be a Van Daniel up there? Oh, okay. I think we're just panning. Or dollying, or whatever the technical term is.
You labor for what feels like an age as Y'shtola's research assistant.
You lucky dog, you.
Don't threaten me with a good time.
Oh dear, you look exhausted. But what about your studies?
You look stuck inside Xenos Ye Smallvis.
Were you able to find any books on the subject I mentioned? Then the day was well spent. Should you wish to read them again, a mammoth at the reference desk will point you in the right direction. For the moment, though, I suggest you take a well-deserved rest. We might be occupied with our research for quite some time.
Have some boots.
Oh no, this kind of seems like bad dream fodder. If they're doing a go rest after we learned a bunch of stuff.
I like bad dreams in this game. They're always interesting.
Bad dreams.
I'm into it. Joke's on you. I'm into that shit.
Oh, here's Alizé. Okay. Just taking a step over. Graha's reading. Dotting. Ready for a tea break, Valentuna? I know I am. Honestly, my neck and shoulders are going to calcify if I don't stretch my legs and walk around a bit. You know the last stand down at the harbor, don't you? Come and meet me near the outside tables, and I'll treat you to their coffee. It's quite good. Fantasy coffee.
It's way too late, but I could go for a coffee.
I could go for a coffee, too. That sounds delightful.
That's my secret. I could always go for a coffee.
Yeah, that does keep me up. I'm over 30, you know. It does keep me up at night.
Yeah.
Oh, check this out. They got like a whole, I don't know. Is this like an advanced charcuterie briefcase?
I can't. I've engaged Alizé, but I can see your screen.
Yeah. It's got, I don't know. It's kind of low res. We got like patties, broccoli, grits
Makes me
and
think of a
cheese?
bento box.
Yeah, it is. It's like a bento suitcase. Which honestly, I could go for too.
Big fat tacos, so big.
So big. As busy ever, I see. How very Sharlayan that no other gourmet cafes have sprung up to compete for customers. Actually, this crowd gives me an idea. Before we place our orders, why don't we ask a few questions and gauge the mood of the city? I'm interested to hear what the average citizen has to say about the Telophori. We might even learn something new. Worth a try, don't you think?
I mean, there's quite the crowd. Hey everyone, what do you think about Endwalker? A round of applause. How do you feel?
This. I hate cold calls. I hate going up to. How's the meal?
You were clearly never a waiter.
I mean, there. I guess you have a bit of a purpose, but it still is like something I don't like doing.
Eventually, you just become dead inside.
Yeah. Wait, what are you? What the heck is on this? Is this like a? What is being eaten here? What, are you a real player? Oh, you're, excuse me, getting over your shoulder there, but...
Is it like half a pretzel?
It's like, yeah, it's like a Sharlayan pretzel. It's like a pretzel that's shaped like they're Eat the Right. They have Eat the Right pretzels.
They have themed pretzels.
Yeah, and Sharlayan pack of smokes. No, it's like a sandwich box. Okay.
Pack of smokes.
The form's been pretty rough recently. You gotta relax somehow, you know?
What's the meme face with Matthew McConaughey
exactly.
aggressively inhaling a cigarette?
When you're reading books about the end of days.
All right, Piron Dier over here says, What is it? Can a man not enjoy a moment of private respite? If you're looking to share a table, then I respectfully request that you look elsewhere.
Damn. You misunderstood, sir. We're simply wondering if you knew of the Tlaferoi. These enemies of peace have promised to end all we hold dear and... Oh,
Wait,
no.
You're that House Levier girl, aren't you? And this man with you is obviously a foreigner. I've heard you were disowned for helping outsiders indulge their barbaric whims. Here you are, giving truth to the rumor. I'll thank you to leave me be. I've not to say to the likes of you.
Well, I must apologize. It was foolish of me to expect an ounce of civility from one so enlightened. Come, Valentina. Damn,
At the
good.
beginning of that, I was like, don't you dare apologize. And I was like, oh,
No,
I
no,
see what
she
this
was
is
throwing
going.
down. That was great. Well done,
Yeah.
well done.
Yeah, what a... Now we're just going to have to burn the whole city down.
Yep. Everybody's a jerk.
All right, let's see if Hildois. I don't know. Everyone's got...
Yeah, I
Vaguely
don't think it's
French
Hildozy. Doesn't sound right to me. For some reason, I'm going to say no to that one.
Yes, I don't believe I've had the pleasure.
Pray excuse the interruption. We were hoping you might share your thoughts on the Tlaferoi and their unconscionable
Conscionable.
plans.
My goodness, if it isn't the young Miss Levier. My apologies, but I work in the offices of the Forum, and if word reached Master Fortuneau that I was helping you...
I see. We're sorry to have bothered you. Okay, so,
I lean over afterwards and I go, don't worry, if anyone asks, we'll say you were a massive dick.
it's stifling, but, at least they're not all just wringing their
Oh.
hands evil.
Well, Kyle, it would be rude to cut, so we're gonna have to queue.
Oh, no. Oh, no,
Yeah.
I was eyeing the sandwich boxes.
Yeah, no, I'm sorry. Well, I'm already in line. It's getting longer behind me, buddy. So
Okay.
you have fun.
All right, can I have cutsies? Can I join you? Can I can I go look at the video games while you finish shopping?
That really does make me uncomfortable, man. I don't know.
Okay, all right, I'll get in line.
So boy,
Oh,
Yeah,
oh,
just-
geez. Oh, the line got long. You got an advanced.
visions of fan. Get up here. Get up. What are you doing? Get over here. Oh, hey, buddy. Yeah, no. I was just
Oh
holding
yeah,
the spot.
no, we're just
Yeah.
talking. We're just talking.
Yeah, no,
is
it's
all.
fine. It's fine.
Talking
It's all
is
good.
Yeah, we gotta go talk
It's-
to Dick on.
Yeah, dick on.
Dick on, yeah.
We gotta go get our dick on.
Yeah, opposed to Dick off, his brother. I think fantasy food's really important. I'm glad they go for it in Final Fantasy 14.
Oh, that's right, Kyle. I forgot. I paid for Genie Plus.
Oh, good.
yeah.
You got the app. Yeah, let
Yeah,
me get out my
yeah.
tombstone. Oh, good.
Yeah,
Perfect.
Yeah,
Oh,
let's walk. Yeah.
Thank you for pre-scheduling the day.
Now it's required that you look at the suckers. You look the suckers in the eye.
Yeah.
As you walk past them
Well,
with
yes.
your Genie
Smile
Plus.
big.
Welcome, sir. What can I offer you today? That jawline. Wait, is that Mr. Salazar I see there? My word, how long has it been?
Far too long. Meet Dickon, the owner of The Last Stand. I used to frequent his cafe on occasion, in between lessons at the studium.
That seems like an age ago now. I remember hearing that you and Master Alphino had set sail for Eorzea, but then you never came back. Lately, there's been gossip about your father disowning the pair of you. Everything all right at home?
It's complicated, and I hadn't expected complete strangers to be so familiar with our situation quite so quickly. Everyone has an opinion, it seems.
Well, it is House Levier. No matter how discreet Master Fortuneau may have been, news of your family's doings never stays secret for long. Things being the way they are, what brings you back to the city now, of all times?
The king of the nerds. We have a question, and only Sharlayans have the answers. Tell me, Master Dickon, have you heard anything about an apocalypse called the Final Days?
heavy topic of conversation for a barista. What, like the end of the world? Nothing like that, I'm afraid. And that's what you're here to find? Information on this Apocalypse?
Yes, whatever we can learn. Unfortunately, your patrons appear to be unwilling to speak to me.
I wish there was more I could do to help. But maybe there is. You're a visitor from Sharlayan, aren't you? Then few will know your face. We should be able to pass you off as a server with none the wiser. We just finished preparing a few orders. Strike up some friendly conversation while you're setting down the food, and you might just get the answers you're looking for.
Nice. Not a bad idea. I hate to ask, but what do you think?
That's the spirit. Pay attention now, and I'll explain where each of these dishes needs to go. The tea set is for the chatty group, sitting by the water's edge. The omelet is for one of our regulars, a Highlander by the name of Gisla. She's sitting at an outside table with a friend of hers. Behind them, you should see a Makota gentleman. He ordered the oven-baked lobster. Got all that? If you're not sure, just ask and I'll explain again. Good luck. Did you took a log?
Well, it's in the log. So I thought for a second I was gonna get quizzed, but it's in the log. So we're good. We're good. I can just look at it there.
Wonderful.
Okay. Yes, I agree. I agree completely.